Stacy here. I'm so excited. We've got a great show tonight. We have the title holders for the nationwide pageant, and they are going to come on and talk about why they do this crazy thing called pageantry. So please bring your friends, get a beverage, bring some questions, and join us right here on Pageantry Now. Hey everybody, Stacy here, and I am the host of Pageantry Now, and Fatima is not with me, but she is the other host. I am so happy to have all of you here and for you to join along with us. Pageantry Now is all about positivity and pageantry and being able to highlight the amazing things that title holders do using a crown and a sash. Oh, Roseanne is in the house. Hello! So excited for you to join us too. Make sure if you are in the audience that you ask questions, be part of this conversation. Make sure you keep the conversation PG, preferably G, because we do have teenagers that watch, and we want to be able to highlight the show and be able to be, good, positive feedback for all of them. I have on the title holders for for Nationwide Pageantry, but we have Ms. Nationwide as well as Miss Nationwide 2021. They're going to come on. It's Shannon and Lydia, and they're going to talk about why they do this crazy thing called pageantry. So enough of me talking, probably. Let's get this party started. Here we go. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You're good. Okay, so I am so excited. We're going to have each of you introduce yourself so that we know who you are. So let's start with Shannon, and say hi and tell us your name, your title, and where you're from.
Hi, I'm Shannon McLaughlin. I'm the reigning Miss Nationwide 2021, and I am from Moscow, Idaho presently.
Yay! All right. And then her lovely Ms. sister. How are you doing, Lydia?
I'm doing so good. Thank you. I'm Lydia Wells, your reigning Miss Nationwide 2021, and I am from Cincinnati, Iowa.
Cincinnati. Okay, that one is one that Cincinnati, Iowa.
I get it all the time. When I go to something, people are like, Ohio. I'm like, no, there is an Iowa. It's like a population of maybe 120 people, if that.
Oh, wow. Okay, that is super, super small.
Yes.
Roseanne says the entire plant family is on, so thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. And so, okay, first thing I got to say is I need to see these new crowns. So just dip in a little bit because they are stunning. Look at that bling. Oh my goodness. Very, very lovely. And I think, because they are brand new, right? This is a new design, or am I wrong?
I think we're in our second year with using these.
I don't remember seeing, maybe they had done first year?
I think it's the first year. Yeah, and I think he sent us the new ones for next year, and those are really nice. Stunning.
Oh, nice. Okay, well there you go. See, I shouldn't be all about the bling, but I am about the bling. I think that having unique crowns really sets the system apart. And I think that's super important to be able to have that. So second year, Troy says.
Oh, he's right. Yeah, Troy's right.
For those of you who know, Troy
is the first one I've had. So
it's your first one. So there you go. Hey Ralph, how you doing? So happy to have you. Happy Easter in advance. Actually, it's a holiday weekend for for the three major, there's all kinds of major religions. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to get in trouble. But yes, because the Ramadan starts tomorrow. Passover started last night. Easter's tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So we just want to say happy holidays. Thank you, everybody. Happy spring. All right.
Happy spring.
Yeah, I know. I'm probably, for you guys, you're probably super excited to start to get some warmer weather, correct?
Yeah. Idaho can't decide if it's winter or spring. We're actually under a winter storm warning right now, so.
I'm in Miami.
Okay.
It's super cold here.
No, that's not fair.
No. We had hail 2 weeks ago that was like quarter-size hail, and everyone was like, it's snowing! And I was like, that's not snow. Sorry, peeps. I know. But one of my employees, she goes, look, Miss Stacy, it's snowing. And I was like,
that's not snow.
That's so cute.
My kids are in Destin, Florida right now with their dad for spring break, and they look like they're having so much fun. I'm so jealous. It's like, it was like 38 degrees here today. It's cold.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I'm sending you warm weather thoughts. So there you go. All right. So let's talk a little bit about the areas of competition. Shannon, why don't you do, because there's how many areas of competition altogether?
I believe there's 5.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
So give me the ones that are your favorites, and then we'll have Lydia do the other ones.
Personally, I like on stage, like platform statement as well as evening gown personally.
Okay. And then what about with you, Lydia?
Well, it was photogenic. And then your outfit of choice. And then I think if we would have had like an actual on stage national pageant, we would have wore the state costume as well. So,
cool. Yeah. So you guys did it the same way that, because I am the reigning Miss Achievement World, and ours was totally online. So yours was the same.
We were virtual. Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, honestly, I think a lot of the systems were virtual, and honestly, I kind of liked it because I could have my husband sitting next to me instead of being on stage going. I don't know. How did you guys feel about it being virtual? Did you like it?
It was a different experience. I've done virtual with Nationwide once before Troy took over, and it was a completely different experience from what I experienced the first time to what I experienced this time. But I really did miss the onstage portion of it, just because it's a whole different experience, and you get the vibe off the crowd as well as the vibe off the other contestants. It's just a big party in person, but it wasn't something that I wouldn't do again. Like, I would go back and do a virtual pageant again.
And then what about you, Lydia? Did you like it?
I liked it, but I'm honestly more of like an in-person. I feel like you just have that connection, like, to connect with the audience, and then as well as like I don't know, I have more of an on-stage presence, I guess, than being behind a computer. But this was a learning experience for me for sure, and so I definitely am like respectful for it. I'm glad that I had the opportunity to do it.
Clearly, you must have had some kind of presence because you got a crown. So
no, I think I did. I just think I'm more of like an in-person.
Well, I think that part of it, and I know for me virtually, like one of the things was that we kind of missed that vibe of each other being able to so we actually started like a group, so that like a group chat and a group phone, so that we all got in and started. So we all did interview, and then we all got on the phone and started talking, and then we did something similar to this, but like on a private, so that we had the opportunity to have those bonding experiences to practice, and like, what are you going to wear, and are you going to, like all of those things too. So I think that's important. Troy says, so Troy is the national director, and he is in chat. He says state costume, interview, platform presentation, during interview, personal style and expression on stage, and then platform statement, elegance and evening wear on stage, and then on stage interview. Sorry, that was a lot without punctuation. and I don't do punctuation. So there you go. Okay. All right. So with that being said, so now we know a little bit about the system. And I know that Cindy said that she was happy to get that information, because I think it's always good to get from the title holders kind of like your perspective about the system, what you liked, and then the things that that were different about this, because the experience can be different for every single pageant that you go to. And we'll talk a little bit about why you do this crazy thing called pageantry. But the question I ask everybody, it's the only question it's not even a gotcha, but it started because I asked Miss Universe Pia Warsbach this question on the red carpet, and she answered it. So I figured if she can do it, you guys can too, right?
Absolutely.
All right. So Shannon, and no fair, because Lydia, you're going to have a minute to think about it. So Shannon, do you like frogs? Why or why not?
Oh, I love frogs. I was that kid. I was always outside, and I may or may not have been the entire reason that my childhood neighborhood ended up with about 1,000 toads one year, because I may or may not have been in a creek and found a whole bunch of frog eggs and gone, I'm taking these home. And I had a pond in my backyard. And so I got the really cool experience of watching tadpoles go from eggs to frogs. And to this day, there's still a whole bunch of... It's a very loud froggy neighborhood now.
But you know what? I was the same I was the same kid. I would go down. There was a pond, and I would go down, and we call them pollywogs in Michigan. And so I would get the pollywogs, and like, because I thought that was the coolest thing, is to watch the metamorphosis. I'm totally into butterflies right now for the exact same reason. I'm like, dude, they turn into something completely different. Why is no one else fascinated by this? Okay.
Exactly.
Exactly. So, all right. So, Lydia, do you like frogs? Why or why not?
I absolutely do not like frogs. I grew up on a farm, and I still live on a part of that farm. And actually, no. Anytime there's like a tree frog on my back door, anything, no. Oh, like you might as well just, I'm gonna hurdle out, no, away from it. I have people that like to chase me around with them, and like, yeah, I scream like a little kid. But I have kind of a funny story. I went to Key West like a month ago, and I was down there visiting a friend, and I'm laying there, and I like seen something fall from the ceiling, and I jumped, screamed, ran out of the room. They came flying, and they're like, "What? What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I'm like, "I don't know what it was, but it fell off the ceiling, and it's in that bed, and I'm not going back in there until it's gone." That was a tiny little frog, but it was the worst thing ever. I was like, no.
I was like, if you were in Florida a few weeks ago, there's a possibility it could have been an iguana that fell.
Oh yeah, that happened right before I got there. Yeah.
They also have these giant, they look like hissing cockroaches in Florida. I'm terrified of them.
They're palmetto bugs. They fly and they carry machine guns.
And they're terrifying. They're terrifying. I had one. I was working at Disney in 2015. Well, it was 2014. And I was working in Adventureland Liberty Square, and I was working in Pirates Adventure, which is the interactive treasure hunt. And I was in the building. There's two of us on that. I had a greeter, and then there was me in the building. And I may or may not have had one fly in and buzz me, and I screamed so loud that I brought a coordinator and a manager.
Oh,
because they were like, "Why is Shannon screaming?"
They are. I mean, they are. I had never seen a cockroach until I moved to Florida, and I was like, okay. And people when they see little cockroaches, they freak out. I'm like, y'all don't
little ones are fine. It's the big
ones. So, all right. Troy also wanted me to remind everybody that the age divisions for Nationwide Pageant are Princess, Preteen, Junior Teen, Teen, Miss, Mrs., and Ms. The youth divisions are brand new this year, so that is awesome to add that. And yes, Kenzie. So Roseanne said, we would love to hear about the platforms. We will get to them. I promise, Roseanne. And then Kenzie says, hissing cockroaches. You were here. We didn't see any palmetto bugs when you're here, right, Kenz? So we'll have to, yeah, they're interesting.
They're terrifying.
Kenzie's talking about moving to Florida too. And I'm like, okay, come visit again. Like when it's hot. Because she came when it wasn't hot. And I was like, you don't understand.
No.
Summer's different.
Completely different from spring to summer.
She says, now I'm going to have to reconsider Florida.
Sorry.
All right. So let's talk. So Lydia, I'm going to let you go first because we've asked Shannon first before. So tell me a little bit about why you got involved in pageantry and how long you've been involved in it and why would you want to do this? Because it's crazy. I mean, fun, but crazy.
Yeah, I started pageantry when I was 14 years old. My mom got an invitation for me to National American Miss. That was the first system that I competed with. And I looked at her and I was like, you're crazy. I'm not doing that. But I used to model as a toddler, like from the age 3 to like 6, for Avant Studios out of Des Moines. And I did runway, print, and commercials. And then I kind of went through that stage where you're transitioning and you have teeth all over and, you know,
up in places.
Yeah, like adolescence age, it was off. But I then decided that I tried sports in high school and I was all the time in the emergency room with a rolled ankle and I just didn't have like very good hand-eye coordination. And I was like, that's not for me. My mom's like, try pageants. Let's just try it. Well, there was 90 some girls in my age division and I looked at my mom and I was like, I just want to go home. Like, I just didn't feel good about my interview. And I'm like, you know what, we'll just find out. And she's like, no, we've come this far. Let's keep going. And I got first runner up that year. So then I was like, okay, I'm hooked. I'll come back and do it again. And I'm so glad that I did because I have gained so much confidence and just, and I choose like things that are very important to me to represent. And um, that is why, and I just think it's so important. And it's a pageantry. Yes, I've caught a lot of flack off of it in like school and stuff. Like girls can be mean, and even boys too. Like, oh, you just do that for the crown and yada yada yada.
Yeah,
But it's so much more than that. I mean, I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, I just let it go in one ear and out the other, and I am who I am today because of pageantry.
It's your own sport, and it honestly, I think when you catch it, like it is a bug. Like I think when you catch it, it's hard not to. I mean, some people I know walk away from it. It's like not their thing, but when you feel it, you kind of know.
Yep, absolutely.
So that's cool. That's cool. Awesome.
I've started my little girl in pageants now. She'll be 6 in June, and she did her first one last summer. So I'm excited to see her progress.
Oh my goodness, I can't. Yeah, so you probably did NAM like right when they first started. So like
04, I think.
I was NAM 2004, right?
I think they started in 03.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, pretty close.
So cool. Well, cool. Well, we're happy to have you here and be part of the nationwide family. That is so cool. Congratulations.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. And then tell me, Miss Shannon, how did you get into this crazy thing called pageantry?
A guidance counselor in high school, honestly.
Are you
she was my theater teacher as well. Dead serious. I started out in the Miss USA system, actually, because my guidance counselor, this is when they like sent out like flyers to high schools, right? So my guidance counselor walks up and she goes, I think you'd be good at this. And I was like, my father would kill me. And then because my dad swore up and down I was never going to be in pageants, never ever. His daughter was not going to do that. And then the word college scholarship was seen, and I was in. I've been in pageants ever since. I competed in Kansas Teen USA twice, and then I went and competed Miss America for a little while. Didn't really ever have any success in there because honestly I was still learning. And now I found Nationwide, and I've kind of just been with Nationwide ever since. I've competed with IJM once, but I have had the honor of being with Nationwide for 3 or 4 titles now because I have moved almost every single year for the past 6 years. So I've been here ever since.
That is so awesome. And that's, I mean, and I know that like that sometimes finding your place in pageantry, which is one thing I always tell people, is make sure you find the place that you fit. Like I bounced around a lot. I competed Teen USA and then went right into Mrs. pageants. And couldn't really find the Mrs. pageant that fit for me. It was like always I tried plus size pageantry. It didn't work. So I found achievement pageants, and then I was like, okay, I get this. Like for me, my heart of service was really the most important part of all of this is, okay, do I like getting dressed up and doing makeup and stuff? Sometimes, yes, but the majority of the time, my hair is pulled back. I don't have any makeup on, and you're lucky if I'm wearing anything other than a t-shirt. It just does not happen. So, I mean, and even my friends are always like, "You're so weird," and I'm like, but having a crown really opens up so many opportunities to be able to share what you're passionate about and the things that are so important. Oh, that's so nice. Troy says Nationwide Pageantry is so proud of the two of you and you've been having a great year, and you both look amazing. So there you go. Yay!
Thanks, Troy.
Oh, awesome. He's such a great director. He's such a good hero.
Yes.
But I think that it's important to use that crown in a way that is going to be, changing people's lives. And that's part of what I always say is that using your crown or sash to change your world, whether it's locally, statewide, nationally, internationally, whatever it is. So, Shannon, what is it that is your platform and why did you choose it?
So my platform is Service Dog Awareness and Education because I was diagnosed with a disability in 2015 and used a service dog as part of my treatment. And I really encountered a lot of not necessarily, miseducation and lack of education in my hometown back in Kansas when I chose this as my platform. Because in society today, we're really struggling with a lot of misinformation and misrepresentation in the service dog community, because we have these registries that claim that you can legally register your pet as a service dog and that's all it takes. And that puts a lot of service dog users in jeopardy, because we have people who don't understand what the purpose of a service dog is.
Right.
And in personal experience, they just want to get around having to pay like pet fees for like apartments and houses. So they go onto these websites and purchase this $85 certificate that says, oh, you know, your dog is a service dog now, your dog is an ESA now, and that's not how it works. So my aim is with my platform to increase awareness of what a service dog is and is not, what an emotional support dog is or is not, as well as therapy dogs, to help widen the education that we're lacking in society.
That's fantastic. And we were talking about it ahead of time. I have a service dog. He started off as a therapy dog, and we were in the middle of training him with, we actually had one of the, we have a, in Miami, we have a thing that's similar to SeaWorld called Seaquarium. So our trainer actually worked with the dolphins. And then, so the training program that we were in was so important. And my dog was able to detect before I started having a heart attack. So as soon as I went into a fatal arrhythmia, he would start freaking out. And we were like, wait, this is more than just being a therapy dog. Like,
Yeah.
what are we going to do? Like, we want to make sure that we keep him on that path, because he can actually save my life. And then, you know, the course that we took with him with training had to change pretty significantly, because it wasn't just, you know,
helping other people.
And helping other people. It was specifically, how can he warn my husband that something's happening? And you know, he's now 8, and he's gotten to the point where I mean, he's a goofball, and he's always going to have those instincts. He's always going to be bonded with me, but we've just gotten a new dog, so that we were going to again put him into therapy training, and that's where we put him. And then the therapist said, the trainer said, no, you know what, this dog is actually way more trainable than your first dog. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, so it's kind of like, do we make that transition to make him my service dog, or do we use him so that he can actually help other people? So it's kind of like, anyways, but I mean, and it's complicated. And that we were talking about it too, like having people understand, you know, can I touch your dog? Can I not touch your dog? Is your dog going to be okay in certain situations? Are they not? So
exactly. And it's a big thing with consent. You know, a lot of people, I have people all the time who rush me and my service dog when I'm out, and I'm like, hey, you know, please don't, she's working. I don't prefer to hit the floor today. And creating that conversation is important, but it's also important for the general public to understand that they have a job, and that they need to be focused on that job. And yes, if the handler consents to you touching their medical equipment, it's totally fine.
Right.
But at the same time, you have no is a full sentence.
Right. And that's a really important, hearing you use the statement medical equipment, because people won't run up to you and touch your
exactly. They won't run up
your wheelchair. So I think that's really important for that kind of awareness. So I've never even heard of a service dog being referred to as medical equipment, but that's a really good awareness.
Exactly.
Cool. So Kenzie was here. So she says there's so much misinformation about so many things between ESA versus service dogs, and being able to highlight it. She's been here, so she's met the dogs, so she knows what the dogs are like. So, but I think it's so important, you know, to be able to have them be with you, and to have the guidance. And when we got the second dog, we stopped traveling with the dogs, because I didn't think it was fair for her, because they do different jobs, and I didn't want her to feel like she, you know, had to be kenneled, or when we flew and stuff like that. So now we don't travel with them, which we should, because, you know, whenever something goes wrong with me, it's always when we're not home.
Oh, I know the feeling. And I run into that same struggle with my service dog in training and my fully trained service dog, because I'm like, I just need to run out for like 5 minutes. I don't, want to necessarily completely gear up the puppy, and then all the training equipment that goes with that. Do I have my clicker? Do I have my treat bag? Do I have my e-collar remote? Do I have all my stuff? And I'm just like, I just want to go and grab milk, get in the store, and get out. And especially with my service dog in training, her name's Ahsoka. Ahsoka's big problem is she's not as sure about people as Darby is. Darby does not care.
Right.
Ahsoka, if you run up on her, she's like, you're trying to hurt me. And so, being that she's so young, she still looks very puppy-like, and so I get a lot of the, oh my god, puppy! And people rush her. And so I'm like, I just want to go out, and so I take Darby. And it's something I need to improve upon, that way I can help Ahsoka through her fear stages. But I totally get
to have both of them. Again, like because my Ulrich, who is my service dog, as opposed to my emotional support, Nina, like they have different jobs, and so I just didn't want to get them to the point where they're confused. So that'll be the interesting transition. But kudos to you. I think it's important. I think it's important information. So I appreciate it. All right. So Miss Lydia, tell us about what your platform is and why did you choose it? Or did it choose you? Because that way too.
Yeah. Pyloric stenosis awareness is my platform. And the reason I chose it is because my little boy was diagnosed with it when he was just 3 weeks of age. He started projectile vomiting, just like I would nurse him, and everything would be normal. And next thing I know, he'd be covered in vomit, like spit up. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Like, that's not normal. I mean, we've not had anything like this, in the full 3 weeks that he'd been here. He's perfectly healthy and normal, nursing fine. And then it just progressively over that few days, it just got worse. Like every time I'd nurse, and then he'd act hungry again. So I'm like, I don't think anything's like hurting him, but this isn't normal. So I went several ER trips and doctor visits within like 7 days. And the first appointment that I went to, I mentioned, hey, I got on the internet and I read that this could be possibly pyloric stenosis. It is hereditary, but I don't have anybody in my family that's had it. But my husband at the time, he did. And we didn't know it because they live up by Cedar Rapids. And had I known it, I would have pushed more. But they did all kinds of tests on him. And finally, like day 7, I was like, listen, I'm not leaving this hospital until you find a diagnosis for my son, because he is extremely dehydrated. And I have a fear, like, we are not going to make it. And by like day 6, he had got diagnosed with pyloric stenosis. And it required just a little surgery. I mean, he had to go out, and it was a big deal. But once they get that fixed, it's like there's a little valve from the stomach to the small intestine, and it swells shut. And they have to go in and they have to open that valve to allow the food to digest. And so I was terrified handing my little boy off. I know people hand their children off all the time at like day 1. And I'm like, I was a mess. I hadn't eaten for a week. And I mean, it was hard. Like, we didn't sleep. We went through tons and tons of laundry, because you have to imagine, like, it would just shoot across the room. And I was scared. I was a first time mom. I mean, this was all new to me. And my mom was like, Lydia, you got to do something. And I'm glad that I kept up with like my motherly instincts and my intuition, and I trusted everything, and I didn't give up, because I have a fear that my son wouldn't be here today had I not. And I have been a voice now for several parents, speak up.
Right. How common is it? An issue is it?
I think it's like 1 out of every 1,000 babies, I think.
Oh,
wow. Yeah. So, I mean, to me, that's pretty common. I mean, several babies are born every day. But, it's not only helped with just speaking up about this, but I've come to several parents like, hey, you think that there's something wrong? Pursue it. You are the mom, best. And doctors are human, and I never did, hold it against them, because we learn things every day. And so, but yeah, I mean,
call it practicing for a reason, because it's constantly evolving. Medicine never stays the same, so it's constantly changing. And sometimes you'll get a doctor that's really familiar with certain things, and they'll get it right away. But I've had multiple medical conditions where, it took months or years before we got diagnosis, because not every doctor is going to know it, and you're not going to always get to the right specialist. And as a mom, your gut instinct is like, no, fix my child. Like, your most important part of your being is to make sure that your child is cared for. So that had to be really, really terrifying, like, to be in that situation and feel really helpless too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm on a forum now, like a page on Facebook, and I follow, and I've posted about my title and what I'm doing. And the people that have reached out to me are like, wow, thank you, because we need to bring awareness to this, and more people do need to be, it needs to be brought to attention. And, I'm so glad that they have a surgery that can fix it and make it better. Just, it seemed like it was forever to get better out of the hospital, because all he knew what to do after 7 days of vomiting was vomit again. And it was like, we fixed it. It's not an immediate fix. I mean, they got to retrain their body to, like, go ahead and let that food go on through and let everything work. And everything has to come back to life, because it all gets, sedated. And
right. Well,
so,
and I would think, like, there's got to be some matter of OT, because there's got to be palate training so the gag reflex starts to, because I'm sure that coming back, that it probably changed the way your gag reflex works. I'm sure that there was a whole lot of stuff that you didn't anticipate just with diagnosis and having surgery and thinking, okay, that's going to be done. And then no, there's a whole, the recovery process isn't always so.
Yeah. But I'm thankful for Blank's Children's Hospital in Des Moines. I mean, they were amazing. And even the nurses, when I walked in there, they're like, so how many times did they tell you to take them off of breast milk and put them on formula? And how many times did they tell you to do this and that? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, just next time bring them here. So now anytime I do have an issue with my children, we make the 2-hour trip to Des Moines. And yeah, usually, as long as it's not, if it's, we've been up there several times for different things, but it usually has to be like a major deal. So.
Wow. Yeah. Well, good for you for, like, because that's the other thing too, is I think a lot of times people don't always feel like their voice is relevant, or, in situations where other people are gonna, I don't want to say bully, because they are the experts, but they feel like they're the experts, and you're following what you're passionate about and being able to advocate for your child. And then also for you, Shannon, you're advocating for yourself. So, like, all of those things are so important, because learning to find that voice and being able to stand up and say, hey, this is what I believe in, and these are the things that are important for me. There are so many people that don't feel safe to be able to do that. And I think that that's very empowering, that you can be women that are strong and saying, you know what, my voice matters, and it's important. Everybody's voices matter, but not everybody is always comfortable with being able to do that. So I think that's super cool that you are strong, empowered women changing the world. All right. So let's talk a little bit about what your plans are going forward. Like, when is Nationals?
July 20th through the 25th.
Okay. So what are the plans going forward, Shannon? What are you going to do between here and July?
Between here and July, I'm moving to Orlando, Florida. I will be participating for the second time in the Disney College program, which I'm incredibly lucky to be a part of for the second time. They take 10% of the applicants who apply. So to be a part of that 10% twice is incredible. I don't know what I'll be doing next. At the parks, when I did my first college program, like I said, I was part of that in 2014. I worked on Pirates of the Caribbean in attractions, and that was before my service dog. So I don't know if I'll be able to go back into attractions. If I could, and I did get back into attractions, I think I would really like to be, because I may or may not be a giant Star Wars nerd. I would absolutely love to be in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
I'd love to be on Rise of the Resistance, just because I think that is the most immersive ride that they've ever done. And when I was there in December, I may or may not have absolutely ridden Rise of the Resistance every chance I got, because it was such a different experience. But I'm happy.
May or may not know the person that plays Rey.
Oh, you know a friend of Rey, huh?
I know a friend of Rey. And I know a friend of Ray and that she travels sometimes to Disneyland as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's
So
what I think about the parks. I mean, Disney is awesome. Have you ever been to Disney, Lydia?
Yeah. Actually, I went to Disneyland and Disney World. When I was the National American Miss Iowa teen, Nationals was in California, so I was there. And then when I was the junior teen for American Co-ed, it was in
Orlando.
Yeah.
Now they're both in Orlando, but the 2019, I went to Disney World at the beginning of 2019, and then went and Judge Nam in Anaheim. So that was the last time I was in Anaheim. So I was like, my sister-in-law was like, I cannot believe we've done Disney World and Disneyland in 2 weeks. I'm like, score! Isn't that like life goals?
Absolutely.
Hello. Now, if we could just get to one of the other continent ones, that would be even better. So
I'm planning a trip to Disneyland Paris.
Really? I want to go. I the one I really want to go is in China, because I hear that it is phenomenal, like from the size of it. So
Shanghai was the most expensive one to build.
So
and it looks incredible.
Disney Anna, sorry. I totally geek out. Like, you have no idea. I have original artwork from like original. My brother used to work in animation, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I have some cool stuff. Like when I was diagnosed with terminal cancer in 1996, and my brother was working there, and so I got some amazing pieces because I'm a Tinkerbell addict, and so I have original artwork from Mark, who is the original artist. So.
Wow.
Kind of cool. I mean, it is in a box, and I don't ever take it out. Like, it should probably like be hung up and stuff, but I'm like so afraid that something will happen to it, so it's all put away. But anyway, so so Disney is where you are going, and then Lydia, where are you going? I know you're going to Vegas in the morning.
I leave for Vegas in the morning. We're going to go for 5 days.
We're here in July.
So once I get back from Vegas, I did just start a new job with a dental office in Albia, Iowa, which is about a 25-minute drive from my home. And I'm the dental receptionist there. I've been doing dental stuff since 2009, and I love it. I thought I was going to get out of it when my last doctor that I worked for, he retired just like a couple months ago, and I thought, oh, maybe this is like a sign. Maybe there's something I need to be doing, and nope, it called me back to dental, so I went back. But so I'm learning everything. I didn't have to do any of the reception work typically at the other office, so this is kind of a new. But I like being up front. I like reading the patients as they come in and checking them in and registering them. Insurance is another story, but I learned every day.
Insurance, a whole nother world.
Yeah. So I learned a little bit more about it every day, but I was nominated for the Global Beauty Awards, the best title holder, and that is in May out in Seattle, Washington.
Yeah.
So, yep. My goal is to be able to attend it. It is a little bit expensive, so I've been doing some, saving, and I got a sponsorship this morning, which will help with. So, yep. Thank you.
I want one. I don't know how to get one. I keep trying.
A sponsorship?
No, for IWA. Like I am retiring. This is my last year. So I've been competing for 40 years, and I think I've gotten to the point where I love it, and it's the place that I love being, but I think I want to do behind the scenes, and I've pretty much done everything. I've been a director, I've been a choreographer, I've been a title holder, I do this, but I think that I'm at a place right now where I'm like, I like doing this. This is way cooler because you guys have, so much more time, and I mean, not that I don't have more time, but you know what I'm saying? There's more to it, but and I think that is so awesome when I hear amazing people being nominated for GBAs and being able to go there and have the experience. Maureen's awesome, and she's just everything that she's been able to do with being able to try to pull pageantry together, I think is really, really cool. And from what I have seen from everything, not having been there, but I've seen that it is very Oscars-like. So that's cool.
It looks like it. I've watched some YouTube videos and stuff on it too, and I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
And Troy says that Nationwide has been nominated for seven other nominees as well. So that's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's congratulations. Best title holder, current. You go, girl.
I'm excited.
Does that cause you any extra pressure?
What's that?
Does that cause any extra pressure knowing that you are nominated as best current title holder?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it came to a shock. I was like, oh, that's awesome. And then, I don't
And then you got the congeniality too.
Yes.
So Shannon, you got nominated for nominee for congeniality, and then Lydia, you got nominated for best title holder. So are you going, Shannon? Are you going to go to the GBAs or no?
Yes. It is like what I'm doing directly before I leave for Disney.
So you're first in June?
Yeah, I start June 13th. So
in the middle of summer. That's awesome.
In the middle of summer. But I'll be going out to the GBAs, and then I'm gonna pretty much come back, pack my truck, and head for Kansas. I'm gonna go spend some time with my mom before I go down, and then my dad's driving down with me on the 10th.
Awesome. Well, we are happy to have you in Florida. So thank you so much. All right.
Absolutely.
So I know you guys, we've been on for a little while. So is there anything else that you would like to share with everybody that we haven't talked about yet?
We still need title holders.
Yes, that's super important.
Okay. Well, where can we get title holders? I mean,
you can find all the information on the Miss Nationwide website. We are very low numbers right now, so come join the fun.
Come get an amazing crown and an amazing experience and change your life. There's so many things that you can do using a crown and a sash.
Absolutely.
Troy gave me all of the nominations. He says 9 nominees this year: best director, best production, best nonprofit, best title holder, best title holder forever, best volunteer, best in education, congeniality, and best rookie. Holy macaroni, man. Dude, that's like a whole you might just walk away. Just everybody take a truck and we'll just take all the awards.
Yeah, let's go.
That's so awesome. All right, but is there anything else that like you guys want to talk about? Like I always do a this or that, but sometimes when I have sister queens on, I'm like, do you guys want to do sister queen this or that? Where you try to figure out if the other queen does that or no.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I will ask one of you, and then Nationwide rocks. Yes. Thank you. So, all right. I will ask you a this or that, and then I will ask. So, Lydia, you'll go first. So you'll answer for Shannon, and Shannon, you'll answer for Lydia. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
I'll apologize.
It's okay. We'll get through it.
do you like chocolate or vanilla? So does Shannon like chocolate or vanilla, Lydia?
Chocolate.
All right, Shannon, what about Lydia?
I think Lydia is the opposite. I think Lydia likes vanilla.
No.
No?
No, I'm a chocolate-aholic. I love it.
If you ever get to Cheesecake Factory, ask for the chocolate tuxedo. You will not be disappointed.
I just ate there last week and I never go there. So darn.
I don't think I've actually ever been.
We were there last night and I don't ever get cheesecake. And I was like, oh, okay. I feel like I want chocolate. It is chocolate cheesecake with like a ganache in the middle of it and then chocolate cake and then chocolate over top of it.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
I make gourmet cheesecakes.
Are you serious?
Lydia just said challenge accepted.
I made one the other day that I had never made before, and it was a triple chocolate. So my cheesecakes there's 2 layers of cake with a whole cheesecake in the middle. So when you cut into the cake, it's cake, cheesecake, cake.
You're bringing one of those to nationals, right?
I'm sure, and probably my cream cheese men's for Troy.
There we go. See, and then we'll have to have you guys come back on, and we'll see, whether it came up to the hype. So there.
I have that's like my little side business. It's called Baked in Beauty.
Oh, cool.
So I bake them out at a restaurant near our lake. It's close to home, and yeah, it's like just kind of growing. I started doing it just like I made a strawberry cheesecake cake for myself. Took a picture of it, and my friends were like, "Oh my gosh, make me one." 4th of July last year, I made 25 strawberry cheesecake cakes.
Oh my gosh.
For that order. But
important to pick up new hobbies in the middle of a pandemic. Sure, why not?
Right, everyone does.
All right. So, well, now we see, and if I hadn't have done this or that, we would not have known about your cheesecake business.
Sure, yeah.
That's cool. All right. I'll put that back up, Troy, so that everybody can see it, all the information. And then Kenzie, if you're still on, if you can do me a favor, if you can type it in, I appreciate it. She'll put it in chat too, so people can see it. So, all right. So this or that, you kind of already have talked about this, but interview or evening gown. So Lydia, does Shannon like interview or evening gown?
Evening gown.
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
And then Lydia, as for Shannon, what does Lydia like?
Lydia likes interview because she likes to connect with people.
Yep.
There you go. All right. And do you prefer makeup or no makeup? So does Shannon prefer makeup or no makeup, Lydia?
Makeup.
Yep. And then what about Lydia?
Yeah. I think with Lydia, it depends on the day, but I would say makeup.
Yeah. I hardly ever leave my house without makeup.
See, I'm the same way. If I'm going to be staying at home, I'm like, eh. But if I'm leaving, I'm like, yeah, where'd my eyebrows go?
My eyebrows make the face. Hello.
Exactly. And if I don't put them on, they don't exist.
Hello. The face has to have framing. Do you know how long I was in pageantry before someone actually said to me, "You don't have any eyebrows. You might want to fix that."
I just started shading mine in like years ago. I was like, "What are you talking about? Shade them in." Okay.
Well, when
mine are so blonde they're invisible.
But yours look really, really nice. You guys both have really good definitions. Like, everybody look.
They take some
I
effort.
need these right now in wax, so don't look too close.
When my hair grew back after chemo the first time, like my eyebrows didn't come back. They never came back. So, like, I mean, there's like 2 or 3 of them, but it's like, every time I go in, I go, I'd like to have my eyebrows waxed. And people go, why?
Oh my gosh, I have a funny story revolving around eyebrows because 2 years ago, so our title holder 2 years ago has trichotillomania, and so she come up to me at orientation and goes, "Look, I have eyebrows! Give me the baby eyebrows!" And I was like, "I'm so proud of you." But it was the funniest thing because out of context, no one would ever get it, and it became the joke because she just, "Hi, I missed you. Look, I have baby brows."
Hey, I get it, but my friends don't understand. I'm always like, "Can you tell? Can you tell?" So you see me normally. I have no. I mean, I really try not to wear makeup. So I admire people that can do it like on a regular basis because I'm like, why? I'm beautiful without it, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, my husband kind of got it. The first time we went to Miss Universe, we were sitting at a table next to Miss Universe at a dinner. My husband was so like not in the moment. Like I was like, she's right there. And I looked at him and I'm like, sweetheart, we should be a little bit more in the moment and, participate. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, we're in beautiful women and this is Miss Universe. And he goes, I have you. I don't need to look at anybody else. And Gabby went, oh, and I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I didn't know if I should be mortified or super excited that Gabrielle Eisler just was like totally mushy gushy because my husband was like, you're beautiful. Just don't worry about it. Dude, all these other women, doesn't matter.
Aww.
Oh, that's so cool. Christina says, love this. She is your Mrs. or Miss Illinois Nationwide. So congratulations and welcome to the family.
Yes.
Sorry, we went sideways with that conversation. I'm sorry. Okay. It happens sometimes. So
Rabbit holes.
do you prefer to be like dressed up or dressed down? So does Shannon prefer to be dressed up or dressed down, Lydia?
Dressed down.
Yep.
And then what about Lydia, Shannon?
I would say the same.
Oh no.
No?
I'm dressed up all the time. All the time.
So are you a bling kind of girl, or are you just a
Oh,
like?
absolutely. The more
Oh,
bling,
yeah?
the merrier. Like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was actually looking at the earrings.
Yeah, it
going,
was the earrings.
Let me see.
Well, it's hard to like, which way do you go when you're
Right?
That's the
There you
thing,
go.
because that's the new thing right now is the fans, and I'm like, but how do you not have them go sideways? That would make
Yeah.
me. Your hair is so cool. Is it
all in
is
the
it
hair.
platinum? Did you
It's
actually?
platinum.
I like that. That is really.
Yeah. It's a lot of maintenance.
I was gonna say that's
Full
gotta be a
true
lot of.
story. Mine is in dire need of some maintenance.
Yeah.
I need to get my roots done.
I figured I better be fresh before I leave for Vegas. So this is kind of like it's all. My nails have like 3, huh?
You're driving to Vegas?
No, I said I needed to get like fresh for Vegas. It's all. No, I'm flying. I'm flying out at 2 in the morning. But we have to be at the airport at like 8. Well, our flight leaves at 8:30, so I'll have to be there at like 7. It's a 2-hour drive up there. So I almost just went up tonight, and then I was like, I have a dog, so I need to take care of it and everything.
So it's a 2-hour drive to the airport, and then how long is the flight?
2 hours. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Oh,
Decent travel time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna get in Vegas at like 9:30 Vegas time, so we'll probably be a little lost when we get there because I doubt we're able to check into the hotel yet or anything. But I told my sister, I'm like, we'll just wing it. We'll go eat breakfast or something.
Go and check, because you never know. Like I know with me, like we went to New York during Fashion Week, and our hotel let us check in. Like we didn't think we got there at 9:45, and we didn't think they would let us check in, and they actually did. So I was like, so that was a whole extra part of the day that we got to really, chill out, not be worried about our stuff. And I mean, you never know. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But Vegas is usually pretty accommodating. They're used to, people going, "Hi, I just got off an airplane.
I need sleep.
I need to relax and put my stuff away." And I'm sure,
No, my sister, she's pretty basic when she dresses. So like, she was like, I can just imagine what your wardrobe for the whole week looks like. I'm like, yeah, I brought the whole closet. And then I went shopping on top of that.
Are you serious? I'm probably the only woman I can go. So when 2019, when we went to NAMM, I can pack for my husband and myself in 2 carry-ons. Like fashion, like every outfit we can possibly need, our suits, our tuxedos, evening gowns, changes of clothes, for everything that I need for judging. So it's 2 carry-ons and 2 personal items, and that's it.
I need to take notes. You should probably email me.
I do a lot of roll things up.
Yeah, I do roll my
really, really, really tight. So yeah, because I mean, I always end up taking a suitcase home because an extra.
Yeah, I get that. I did that in Disney.
Did you?
I came home with 4 lightsabers, and they didn't. The blades are so long they don't fit in a large suitcase. So not only did I come home with a new suitcase, I came home with a new bow bag because the lightsabers fit in a recurve bow bag.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh. Wow. No, I can't. Yeah, I came home. My husband's like, how did we leave with 2 suitcases and come back with like this enormous? I'm like, I don't know. I may or may not have been at Disneyland for way too long. There were clothes I had to buy. It was cold. It doesn't get cold here ever.
Not that south in Florida.
Nope, never. We are cold. It was 70 degrees out, people wearing boots and mittens. I was like, seriously, people, get a grip.
I miss 70 degrees.
Yeah. So And you said it was 30. Well, I know that Troy said it was really cold in Iowa today too. So he said it was like 38 degrees. I'm like, no, no.
Yeah. I don't know what it is outside. I just know that it's snowing.
Tomorrow.
Hopefully it'll be nice in Vegas. It usually gets. It should be.
The forecast shows 90 right now that I just looked at, so I'm hoping that's true.
Christina says she always has to ship stuff home, which is something I never thought about. Oh, you know what? It didn't even occur to me. That would be a much harder thing to do. Ship stuff home, and then you don't have to worry about like checking it on the airplane. Christina, thank you so much. It only took me 40 years of traveling for someone oh my god. And then Troy says, proving that nationwide pageantry is truly a system that believes in your belief about equality in pageantry. It's open to all women. Christina is our first trans contestant to compete in our national competition. Yes! Woohoo! We need more representation. That is super important. So congratulations, Christina. That is awesome. Yay! See, I'm glad because I was looking at the notes, but I wasn't reading everything. So then there you go. All right. Well, we'll do more of this and that, but you've got to go because Lydia, you have to go because you have to go to bed.
I have to pack. I haven't even packed the lunch.
Oh, you haven't finished packing yet?
No.
Oh my gosh, you're like me, last minute, up to the last minute.
Oh no, I've packed some, but I'm not done. I have jewelry that goes with every outfit.
Are you so you are not only the dress up kind of girl, you're the accessory that goes with the dress ups too?
Yeah.
You go out and buy a whole wardrobe that matched your crown?
I'm extra. Did you see my evening gown?
It was beautiful.
That's awesome.
Matches, and I've got my the photography place. They donated these earrings to match my dress.
Oh wow!
Ooh, that's gorgeous.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah. So
I need a set.
they just gave me those when I got my photos taken. So she's like, "Oh, these will match perfect." I'm like, "Yep."
We have a new donor or a sponsor for my system, and we got these amazing drop earrings, and I was like, what do I do with them? They're like, wear them, and I'm like,
how?
What?
Oh my goodness!
Because I have my little bitty. I got my ears pierced in July for my pageant, so.
Oh wow!
Oh no!
So I'm like, what do you do now? I'm like, these are good. I don't need anything else.
Oh, I wish. You do like that.
I'll have to message you guys afterwards. I'm like, can you tell me what to do next?
Absolutely.
When you get to Disney, although I don't generally, are you there till December or you're there until September?
January.
Till January? Okay, so
then but then I intend to stay on full time. It's a permanent move to Florida, not a temporary one. I'm done with the snow.
I know some people.
Ooh, I shall connect with you.
I think that we shall work that out. I know some people.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! Oh my gosh, are you a Remy? Oh no, I can't.
Yes.
No way.
I am a nerd. I'm proud to be a nerd.
I helped produce a Renaissance festival for 20 years.
Yep,
Yeah.
You're now my new best friend.
I don't have, well, no, I haven't done it in a long time. My ex-husband is still the king though. So I'm always like, and my current husband, who I adore, is an amazing human. When he met my ex was like, listen, she's an amazing woman. Don't let her go. And he's like, yeah, dude, figured that out. We're good, man. But we went to the Renaissance Festival and I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to have to like explain this. And my current husband actually had been part of the same group years ago. We just didn't know each other. So like 40 years ago, we actually were together in the same group. We didn't know each other. And then we met again 11 years ago and got married. So.
Wow.
Oh, I wanted to be a princess all along. I just had to get the right frog. So, huzzah! Oh my God.
No frog.
All right. So, how can we find you and follow your journeys and be able to connect with you so that people can see where you go and what you do and do all the amazing things that you do? So, Lydia, how do we find you? What's the best way?
Social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and then I also have a Snapchat, but that's my personal one. But through my title, Miss Nationwide 2021, Lydia Wells. So you can.
Lydia Wells, and on Instagram, it's LD Wells
2007,
2007. Okay.
07, something like that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Shannon, how do they find you?
Social media as well. You can find me on Facebook by searching Miss Nationwide 2021 Shannon McLaughlin. On Instagram, it's pageant_queen_and_dog, and it's the same on TikTok.
Now I understand the dog. Before I was like, what? There's got to be a reason.
Yes.
But now I understand the dog. Okay. And Lydia,
because I joke that I have 6 feet.
We need to see some pictures from Vegas. Are you going for fun or for?
Yeah, I'm going for fun. My sister and I have been trying to get away for a while to do something together.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's 10 years older than me. So I told her, I was like, I'm going to call you Mom. I'm out there.
Oh, that's not nice.
She's like, she's single too. Like, I'm single. She's single. And she's like, please don't. Please don't.
Where are you guys staying? You place good?
We're staying at Harrah's this time. I had a place booked at Caesars, but I thought I was going to have to cancel, so I canceled it, and then they wouldn't give me that rate back. So
Oh, no.
I know. I was like, oh. It's still a Caesars property, but
You'll have a blast. Like the first time that I ever went to Vegas was the Miss Universe that went sideways, so that was magical.
Oh.
I'd always dreamt about going to Vegas, and I was so excited. And I finally got this chance to go because I had been to 42 states, but I had never been to Las Vegas. And so I was like super excited, and I was going for Miss Universe, and then everything and I was like, not everything stays in Vegas. This is not staying in Vegas.
No,
I think we're ever not going to hear about this. So go and make magical times and take lots of pictures and
oh yeah, I've been there. Like, this is trip number 20, I think. I don't even like to gamble. I just like to go out there and see everything. I'm a people person, and I like to mingle and meet people. And
are you going to go to any shows or anything like that? I don't even.
We're going to a beach, like they call it, like Dr. Dre's beach club party tomorrow, which is kind of exciting. And it's supposed to be 90, so I'm hoping it really is. And that'll be fun. And it's Easter Sunday, you know. So. And then, I don't know, she's got some stuff she wants to go do, some shopping and stuff. And we'll swing it. I don't care. It'll just be nice to get away.
Sometimes the best ones are the ones where you don't plan anything and you just kind of wing it, because then you don't have like that pressure. So, I think it's cool. Well, good. And then maybe Shannon, when you're down here, when you finally get down here, I'll drive up and I can see you in real life.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like a real life person. There's so many people I haven't seen in the last 2 years. I'm like, really? We can go see people now?
I know the feeling. Oh, I get that.
Yeah. I'm still dealing with it. I haven't been back to Disney since it closed. So like, I'm excited to be able to go back, but I'm still a little anxious. Like I figure if I've been to New York City now, I can probably do Disney. So, all right.
Absolutely.
Well, I really appreciate you guys being on. Thank you so much for being part of the show and sharing what Nationwide is about, because really having your personalities and being able to show your light as queens is the most important part. You know, as we know, the jewelry, the title, all those things can always seem really enticing, but when you get to know the people, I think that's really what makes the system, you know, pop and makes you know what you do and why it's so important to be involved. Again, if you want to become a contestant, we will put all the information, but you can go to nationwidepageantry.com, missnationwide.com. Follow us on Facebook, or follow them on Facebook, or and also on Instagram at Nationwide Pageantry. Hold tight in the green room for just a second, ladies. Let me close out the show. And Roseanne says, great interview. You guys are awesome. Yay! All right, so hold tight. And thank you, everybody, for joining us. I really appreciate it. Again, I can have these amazing conversations with all these title holders, which is always wonderful for me. But the most important part is that we're able to share that information with you. You learn about the system, you learn about the queens and how they really are changing the world. And I'm always grateful for all of our crownies. Thanks for being here. We appreciate you being here. And that is a wrap. Stay safe, everybody.